Hi everyone, I have another project to share with you and also a tutorial for it. So if you remember, I'll just pan you up over here to see the treat cards that I made that I showed you guys before. So I had an issue because the candy that I wanted to put into it wasn't really fitting. So I decided to make mine into a little bit of a box so that I could fit Smarties and other stuff. I tried just wrapping the Smarties box and they're kind of too small for that. There's no room for embellishing and making it look really pretty. So it's still a card, but the front of it kind of has a box to it. This image here that I colored is from Little Blue Button stamps. They're a digital, they do have some rubber too, but it's digital stamps. They're actually having a design team call right now, so I thought I would take a look. I've noticed their stamps popping up a lot lately, and she is super cute. This is actually a free digi that they have on their blog, so I'll put a link down below. I think it's Lily in her Jar of Hearts is what it's called. And I see if it'll focus there. I put crystal accents on the jar, and underneath I did Wink of Stella on the hearts before I did it, and I really love the way it turned out. It kind of took on like the Wink of Stella is on her heart in her hair and it looks silver, but these ones, once I put the crystal accents on it, it took on the red, so very cool. So I just colored her up using my Spectrum Noir and my Copic markers. I did the same as I did on the other ones with the doily that I got from Rebecca. I am Mama 24, and I used some of that Melissa Francis trim. These are just little Prima flowers from the jars, and I put little pearls in them. And this is just a flower for my stash. And then these hearts from the dollar store last year. And then this is one of the banners from I can't remember. It's the banners I showed the other day in my video. Sorry. Okay, so, and then the inside, I'm going to put a spellbinders for an image. But then you can put in Smarties, you can put all kinds of stuff in there. There's tons of room. It's 1/2 inch, so lots of room to play with. Alright, so I'm going to go through and show you. All I did was take Elaine's and just tweak it a little bit to get the box. So it's still an 8.5 by 11 cardstock, which is perfect. You don't have to go up to a 12 by 12. The whole thing is made out of one piece. And it's still scoring. Hers was scored at 2.5 and 6, and we just have to make this the 1/2 inch gutter there. So I start at 2. Sorry, wrong end here. Score it at 2. And then score it at 2.5, and then you're going to score it at 6. Oops. It's a weird angle here so I can get in the camera. And then again at 6.5. So those are your length ones. Just a point, I do have the bone folder from this and I do use it. It works good, but when I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff, like I have a whole stack of these that I made, I always bring out my embossing tool because the metal, it holds it much better, especially if you're using thicker cardstock. And these tend to get worn down after using them so many times. So I'd rather use metal and not ruin my bone folder. So then you flip your paper. It's just a little side note. And this one you've got a couple of scores on. So we're going to get scored at 3/8, and this is just the bottom part that folds up. So 3/8 right across, and then you need a 1/2 inch, so 7/8. And then for our center score for our card, it's 5 7/8. Now I will we'll put all of these in the description box just so you don't have to keep rewinding, fast forward and all that. Alright, so that's all you need your scoreboard for. And then you want to get a good pair of scissors, or you can use your trimmer. When I'm doing smaller ones, prefer to use my scissors because I hope you can see the lines in here. This is our little 3/8 line and this is our 7/8. So you're going to cut up to the 7/8 and you're going to cut all the way in to, this was your 6-inch mark. So you want to cut up to there and then you're going to flip it and cut this off. And then what you want to do is cut off this little square, but I also like to notch it because these are the flaps that are going to get glued. So I'm going to just go at a little bit of an angle and notch it, and then do the bottom one and notch it. So then you get that shape. Okay, and then you can notch this one also on the other side, and that way you don't have extra paper when you're folding it up. So same thing, you're going to flip it and do it to the other side. So cut all the way in, and this one is your 2.5-inch mark. Flip it and cut it off, and then you want to cut these ones and notch them. Trying to get it to drop on my table there. Alright, so that's what you're going to have left. Oh, I'll do my little notch over here. That's what you're going to have left on the bottom. And then the top is where your card is. So then you're going to go to your center score line and you're going to cut right in to the 6-inch mark and then flip it and cut into your 2.5-inch mark. So basically you've taken the center one and cut all the way in to your inside lines. And then this is where I get my paper trimmer out because this is much longer and I want to make sure it's straight because that's the back of the card. So let's see if I can zoom in for you. See if this works. Might be hard to see too. So we're going to go to the inside score line. So you have the two, go for the one on the inside and line it up with your paper trimmer. And then you're going to cut up, but only up to your center line, so where you cut in here on the edge. And I use my little the little pointers to help me out. So basically just something in my paper trimmer there. Bring it up and stop at your center line, and then your piece is just going to come off. Just put a new blade in the other day and it's not cutting so well. And then you're going to do it to the other side also, inside line. So let's zoom out here and this is what you're left with. So this is your box and this is the back of your card. And when I get this terrible little kind of torn edge, I just take my scissors and quickly just trim off the fluffies. Some cardstock does it, some doesn't. I find pattern paper is really bad for that. That, and I don't really switch my blades too often. They're kind of expensive. At least in Canada they are. Alright, so let me get rid of my scraps and the paper trimmer. So at this point you have everything for your card here. What you want to do is find the right side of your paper and put that down on the table. So the side that you want sticking out is going to be facing down, and then basically you're just going to go through and reinforce all your score lines. Just get them all nice in there. I just use my bone folder to press them down. And then the bottom one. These little ones, you don't need your bone folder, just press them. And then your card, Oh, there's one more cut that you need to do. Because we did 3/8 of an inch down at the bottom, it's not a perfect fold for your card, so you just need to take like 1/8 of an inch off the bottom of your card portion. So basically just stick it in your bone folder there, or sorry, your cutter. The words never come out right. Okay, so that is your box, but you want to cut some diagonals in. So basically, I did it the first time, and all you do, fold your corner in, line it up. This just gets really messy if you're using heavy cardstock. So line everything up and then press it with your bone folder. And Elaine, I think on some of them she leaves it in, and then some of them she cuts it off. I'd rather cut it off because it's extra paper. So doing that folding can be really kind of messy. So what I did is I did that on my first one, and then I just kept the corner as a template. So basically I'm just going to stick this on the corner, light pencil draw, and then get my scissors out and cut it off. It's a lot neater. Oops. Alright, so that is your box. Now, what I've been doing is I've been cutting strips of paper, and what did I cut them at? 1 7/8 is the width, and that is to fit in here. And then basically I just start at the top. You can use one of your corners, mark it off and cut it, and then it's 4 3/4 is the length from the top of your corner that you want to cut your piece. Or you can just cut 4 3/4 and then cut your corners off. So I have one here that I've already done my mats on the front, and then this is where I get my glue gun out. So hopefully you guys will be able to see this in the frame. So I'm just gonna do the little parts first. So just gonna put a little bit of glue on there and line up the bottom and hold it in place. And then the other side. I want to burn myself. Line it up and hold it. And then you want to pick which side you want to be on top. So you can do either way, doesn't matter. Basically, I guess it just depends on how your pattern paper falls and what you want showing. So the one that you're going to lay down first, you are just going to glue this edge here. So I'm just going to put a nice bead of glue, and then hold it down. This one's a little easier because your card is still open on the front. For the next part, I like to use my bone folder to help press the edges. So this is the one that's going to be on the front. You're going to put glue along this edge and up here. So I'm going to do the whole corner. Whoa. And see how you can't really put your hand in there. So basically just put my bone folder down there. I apologize right now, I hear my children screaming and yelling at each other. Not good. I think they're hungry. So that's it. I made this one a little bit taller than the first one. This was my trial. So Smarties box fits in a little bit better. And then once you mat the inside, it makes it a little sturdier too to help hold it up. So put a couple of mats in there of pattern paper and cardstock. And decorate the front of your box. That's it. All right. I'll leave the measurements in the comment box. Sorry, not the comment box, the description box. Leave a comment, subscribe if you wish, and have a great day. Thanks. Bye.